Welcome to the Fox's Den. In this video, I will be exploring Greek mythology.
For this project, I have chosen to research 6 Olympian gods that I find the most interesting. They are Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, and Hermes.
The first god in this video we'll be exploring is Zeus.
Zeus was the youngest child of the Titan Kronos and Rhea. Kronos feared a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him. So, as each child was born, he swallowed them whole. But Zeus, he escaped this fate. His mother, Rhea, tricked Kronos, giving him a stone instead of her newborn son.
When Zeus grew up, he planned to free his siblings and challenge his father's rule. He gained the help of the goddess Metis, who prepared a magical drink. When Kronos drank it, he vomited up all of the children he had swallowed. With his brothers and sisters free, Zeus led them into the great war against the Titans. The Olympians were victorious. After the victory, Zeus and his brothers drew lots to decide who would rule the different parts of the world. Zeus became the ruler of the heavens, Poseidon the sea, and Hades became the lord of the underworld. Later, an oracle foretold that the child of Metis would grow strong enough to overthrow Zeus. To prevent this, Zeus swallowed Metis whole while she was pregnant. In time, their daughter Athena grew inside Zeus until she emerged fully formed from his head, wearing armor. Zeus eventually married his sister Hera, queen of the heavens. According to myth, he won her heart by disguising himself into a cuckoo bird. That's one of many stories of Zeus, the king of the gods. Next up is Hera.
Hera is one of the original 6 Olympians, the daughter of Kronos and Rhea. She is often depicted seated upon a grand throne surrounded by animals, her favorites. These include the peacock, the lion, the hawk, and the cuckoo bird. Now we get into the story of Hera's marriage to Zeus. This story is one of persistence and a little trickery. When Zeus first asked Hera to marry him, she refused. But Zeus, determined as ever, did not give up. Knowing her love for animals, Zeus created a fierce storm, and then he transformed himself into a small, frightened cuckoo bird. Hera found the tiny bird shivering in the storm. She took it into her arms, sheltering it and keeping it warm. At that moment, Zeus revealed his true form and his plan to win her heart and her hand in marriage. And somehow it worked. Their wedding was a grand event. Among the many gifts was a garden filled with golden apples, guarded by the great serpent Ladon.
Next is Poseidon.
At his birth, Poseidon was swallowed by his father Kronos, just like his other siblings. He was later saved when Zeus and the goddess Metis forced Kronos to release the children he devoured. During the Great Titan War, the Cyclopses forged a powerful weapon for the Olympians. It was then that Poseidon received his mighty trident, a weapon that could shake both sea and land. One of Poseidon's most famous myths is his rivalry between the goddess Athena, the goddess of wisdom, war, defense, heroic endeavor, and many crafts such as weaving and poetry. The two gods entered a contest to decide who would rule over the city that would one day be known as Athens. As his gift to the king, Poseidon produced the first horse for the people, but Athena offered something far more valuable: the first olive tree,
a gift of food, oil, and wood. The king chose Athena's gift, declaring her the patron of the city. This angered Poseidon. In his fury, he struck the land, bringing a drought to the people. And so Athens became the city of Athena, not Poseidon. Yet Poseidon remained one of the most powerful Olympians, ruler of the sea and shaker of the earth. Next is the myth of Apollo. Apollo is the Greek god of prophecy, oracles, music, song, dance, poetry, archery, healing, disease, and the protection of the young. His story began with Hera's anger. When she discovered that Zeus had impregnated the goddess Leto, she was furious. Hera forbade Leto from giving birth anywhere on solid ground. Late in her pregnancy, Leto found a loophole. She discovered the floating island of Delos. Because it was not connected to the earth, it was not bounded by Hera's curse. It was there that Leto gave birth not to one child, but two. First came Artemis, with pale skin and black hair, representing the moon. Then came Apollo, golden-haired and radiant, the perfect image of the sun. When Hera heard of their birth, she was furious. But her fury only grew as they got older. She sent the great serpent Python to hunt down and devour the newborn twins. The children grew quickly. As they came of age, Zeus gave them each a powerful bow, curated by Hephaestus himself. Apollo, armed with his bow, vowed to destroy the serpent that had hunted him. He discovered the lair of Python and drew it out with noise. But Apollo soon realized that the serpent's scales were too thick for his arrows. He aimed for the weak points instead. One arrow pierced Python's eye, another struck the chest, grazing its heart, and the final arrow flew through its mouth, striking true. With that, the great serpent Python was slain by Apollo. It's time for Hades. Hades is the king of the underworld and god of the dead, funeral rites, and the right to bury the departed. He is also the god of hidden wealth of the earth. Hades carries the burden of every soul in the underworld, as well as the burden of misconception, for he is seen as cruel rather than just. One day, Persephone, the goddess of vegetation and grain, and the daughter of Zeus and Demeter, the goddess of the harvest. She was in a meadow, picking flowers. Hades was captivated by her beauty, so he opened the ground beneath her and carried her down into the underworld to live with him as his wife for eternity. When Demeter realized her daughter was missing, she searched everywhere but could not find her. Distraught, she placed the earth into a famine, vowing that nothing would grow until Persephone was returned. The famine spread, taking many lives with no end in sight. Zeus, seeing the devastation, sent Hermes to speak with Hades. Hermes explained that the famine was destroying the earth, and the only way to stop it was to return Persephone to her mother. Hades agreed, but not before giving Persephone a seed of pomegranate to eat. When Persephone was returned, Demeter rejoiced and ended the famine. But when asked if she had eaten anything in the underworld, Persephone admitted that she had tasted the pomegranate. Demeter was heartbroken, for anyone who eats the sacred fruit of the underworld is bound to it forever. Because of this, Persephone was destined to spend part of the year with Hades in the underworld and a part of the year with her mother on earth. When Persephone is in the underworld, Demeter mourns
and the earth becomes barren. When Persephone returns, Demeter celebrates and the earth blossoms again. That, according to Greek mythology, is how the seasons were created.
Last but not least, we have Hermes.
Hermes, also known as the messenger god, is the god of herds, flocks, travel, hospitality, roads, trade, thievery, cunning, pranks, heralds, diplomacy, language, riding, athletic contests, gymnasiums, astronomy, and astrology. Hermes is often shown wearing his winged sandals, which allow him to fly wherever he pleases. He also carries a special wand that can cause eternal slumber. According to myth, the first thing Hermes did after being born was kill a turtle and turn its shell into a lyre. Soon after, he grew hungry and decided to steal 50 of Apollo's sacred cows. When Apollo discovered his herd was missing, he quickly realized Hermes had been behind it. But Hermes instead insisted he was just a helpless baby and couldn't possibly know anything about the cattle. Amused by this, Apollo brought Hermes before Zeus. Instead of being angry, Zeus found the entire situation hilarious. He told Hermes to guide Apollo to the missing cows. On the way, Hermes played his lyre that he made. Apollo was so enchanted by the music that he forgave Hermes and in return promised him a great honor. From that day forward, Hermes became the official messenger of the gods. Both he and his mother were honored among Olympus.
And thank you for watching The Fox's Den. Until next time.